going?
It's going good, my man. It's going good. And, I don't know, dude. Just been doing my thing. Watching some movies. Just got done, watching Rogue One, new Star Wars movie. Did you see it?
Yeah, what'd you think?
Dude, it was like all ships. You know what I'm saying? There was like only a little bit of Jedi. It was like, if you like the space battles, then this is the Star Wars movie for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel it really pandered to that like audience.
I really like the ending. I don't know if you should go into spoilers or not.
No, you can. I put spoilers in the description. So
okay, that's cool. I like that. So when they just kill everybody, everybody's gone, everybody's murked.
that blind guy that keeps saying, "I'm the force is with me," or something like that.
That guy was cool.
He was cool. Did you ever see his movies, It Man?
I knew I remembered him from somewhere, and it was It Man.
Yeah,
I did see that. Dude, they're sick.
They're pretty cool.
He plays a better fighter in those movies, I think.
Yeah, but he did like the kung fu stuff in the very beginning of Rogue One. Remember when like
that scene was awesome. It was one of the best scenes in the movie.
Exactly. It's crazy. Like all the really cool scenes in that movie like only lasted like 5 minutes. Like you finally see Darth Vader and he's destroying everybody, but it's only like 2 minutes. You're like, oh man, like I want to see what happens next.
The whole room just turns red.
Dude, that was so sick.
Yeah, that was a chill movie.
It was a good one, man. I liked I don't know. I liked how that one little ship, it kind of looked like a prod, and it just like it moved like the big fighter into the other one. You know what I'm talking about? I'm doing such a bad idea.
I forget the scene in particular.
He's like he goes full force into like one of those big triangle ships. You know what I'm talking about? And then it smashes right into the other one. There's like this big explosion. I don't know. I'm doing such. It
sounds just like a classic Star Wars scene.
It was, dude. I'm sorry. It really was such.
The
a
thing that got
scene.
me the most was just the giant when they destroyed the planet and like it was the view from on the planet. I think they really nailed it.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
Dude, like the pieces were flying up.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so cool.
It was crazy. I felt like I was there.
It was cool, man. So that's like, if you think about the linear order of Star Wars, that comes before all the movies. Like you would have, if you were gonna watch them now in a proper sequential order, you'd watch that one first.
Yeah. And
then all the way through.
Kind of like set the basis for everything, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like
how that's what they were trying to do, at least.
How the Hobbit is to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's kind of like just like the very, very beginning.
It's funny that they just like they have no direction. They're just like, what should we do for the next one? Like, what are they going to do for the next one?
Right. To me, it's so weird that, like, George Lucas doesn't write them. So, like, they really don't know what they're going to do for the next one.
I think they're doing a good job, though.
Oh, dude, if you hand an IP over to Disney, like intellectual property, dude, it's always good, man.
Yeah.
Like, Guardians of the Galaxy.
The production is definitely there.
Dude, no one ever heard of Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, nobody. And now it's like, everybody knows just because, like, it's a great movie.
They're making a second one, right?
Yeah, they are. I saw a trailer for it. I don't know. But Disney just makes everything. They make everything to like a household name. They've never had like, what was that one thing that the dudes got like fired over? It was like The Adventures of John Cage or something like that. You know
I'm not familiar with that.
There's one Disney movie that was like a flop that like nobody has ever heard of, and like the guy who proposed it lost his job.
That was like the only one.
Yeah, it was like this guy fighting in outer space. I think it came out while we were in high school, but.
What if it's secretly a good movie? It just didn't get the marketing or publicity.
I didn't watch it. I should watch it. It was The Adventures of like some guy with like a normal name. It's just so weird. I should have looked it up. If Jay was here, he'd research it for me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. I don't know. Star Wars is that thing that will always be. And I recently went to Disney World in Hollywood Studios.
What's recent?
Huh?
How recent?
Oh, last weekend.
Oh, really? You were just in Disney World?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Weekend. And dude, they have like a projection show like on Hollywood Studios, like the actual like Chinese theater that they have there, and it's all the Star Wars movies just play. It plays like different scenes from the Star Wars movies. So like they have the projection screen set up to show like the TIE fighters like just kind of like swooping down, and like there's lasers in the trees. So like the lasers go off like as the TIE fighters are swooping down, and it looks like they're shooting. And you know, like that effect that they do in Star Wars, where it's like the smoke flies up in the air, like something got shot.
Yeah,
they were doing that. They were doing that like at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, really?
Really,
like,
really cool. Yeah, man.
That's
it was
good.
So awesome.
That's pretty cool.
It's just taking over, man. It's back, dude. I remember there was just that lull where there was no Star Wars, and now it's nothing but Star Wars, man.
Yeah, for real. It's everywhere.
It's back. But I don't know, man.
This is like supposed to be the month where like no good movies come out, right?
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that a lot of times, but I feel like this year there's like an exception. I feel like this year like cool stuff is coming out. I want to see Silence. It's that new Martin Scorsese movie.
Oh, that looks really cool.
Dude, that looks pretty awesome, man.
Looks really cool.
It takes place in like the 1600s, and
looks epic.
These Jesuit missionaries are going to Japan, and like they're like, I don't know, like they're killing them or something like that.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It's like, this mission is suicide. That's like,
I feel like every trailer starts off with something like that.
It's always
it could be a Pixar movie. But yeah, man. What else? Oh no, they're doing a lot of Hayao Miyazaki, you know, like Spirited Away and stuff like that. They're doing like re-releases of those. You ever watch those?
No, I did not.
You seem like the type of person that would watch those, man.
I know.
They're just really trippy.
There's so many things I need to watch.
They're trippy adventures through like animation. Like, do you know like anything about Spirited Away? Like,
I do not.
Really?
I don't even know those two words, what they mean.
I don't know. The movie never really explains it, but I'm not even gonna say anything. Just watch it. It's like a really abstract. All right, I will give you a little premise. This husband and his wife and his little kid, and it's all animated, and they are going to like move into a new home, and they're driving through the woods, and they get to this blockade, which is like an abandoned amusement park. So instead of driving around it, they walk through it, and the little girl is very apprehensive. She's like, I don't want to go in. Like, she's kind of scared. And the dad's like, oh, no problem. So like they go in and they sit down at like one of the vending things, and the vending thing like has food there for some reason, even though it's abandoned. So like, this is weird. And they sit down and they start eating. Like the little girl's like, I think we should go. And she gets done like walking around, and she goes back, and her parents have transformed into pigs. They're just like they're people. Like, they're pigs wearing, like, human clothes, but they're just
oh, wow.
They can't stop eating.
So is it the food that did it or whatever?
I mean, what you start to realize is that, like, she's crossed over into another world, because as she starts to look around, like, all these, like, shadows, like, start moving and stuff.
So it's like an infinite dimension kind of thing?
There's two worlds. There's, like, a spirit world and, like, a human world, and she's crossed over. And, like, to get back, she has, like, this task and stuff like that. And it's really, really weird. It's probably the weirdest animated movie you'll ever see, but... It's awesome, man. Ghibli Studios does Totoro and all those other ones, and there's so much detail in it, so you gotta watch it. But
I just saw Kubo and the Two Strings. Did you get to check that one out?
No.
Great movie.
No, was it good?
It was awesome.
All right, I was hoping to see that.
It was really cool.
Because it's all just like Japanese folklore.
I would definitely recommend. And it's in stop motion too.
Was it all stop motion, or was it like CG backgrounds?
You know, I think it's a mixture. I don't know, like,
okay.
I can't, say whether it was this or that, but
yeah.
I think it was a mixture just from looking at it.
You just watched it online, or did you see it in theaters?
No, I wish I saw it in theaters. It was that good.
Really?
Yeah.
It was cool?
Yeah, it was one of the best movies I've seen.
What, did it have, like, musical numbers? Like, I was wondering, like, what the tone was, because it looked a little, like...
It's pretty dark.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm into stuff like that, man. I'll watch it.
It's cool. I don't know. It's pretty dark. It's kind of scary at times.
Really?
I mean, I was a little spooked, but... No, it was cool though. It's a good movie.
I'll check it out, man. But yeah, a lot of good movies. I talked about the Ghibli movies because what they're doing is they're re-releasing those in theaters. So you can go and watch the Japanese dubs with the English subtitles, and that's like a thing, or you can just watch like the English dub, and they do them for like 2 days. Like they'll just put them back in theaters, and so it's really cool. I don't know. I saw a few.
That is cool that they do both.
Yeah. But I don't know. Other than that, I haven't really been going to the movies. Every single Christmas I get a Regal gift card, but there's no like Regals around us.
You mean you expect it every Christmas?
Every Christmas someone gives me a Regal gift card, like those little Regal. You know what I'm talking about? Those blue coupons.
That's not a bad gift though.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, dude. Come on, free movies, man. That's great.
Okay, real.
It's pretty crazy though. But yeah, man, you had your thing last night, so why don't you talk about that? Like, how did that go? And who did you partner with again?
I did. My thing is Say Less. We are a music label.
Right.
A record label. We're trying to make records in the near future. But we release music like twice a month, around that time. And we're trying to hold events maybe once a month. They're pretty intimate. Or we try to keep it that way.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of house music, a lot of dancey vibes. And yeah, just last night we teamed up with this company called The Divine Movement, and there's this DJ named Gina Turner, and she's like pretty big, you know what I mean? And her thing is she does like yoga and meditation along with like her partner, and then it just turns into a dance party. And that's kind of what we did. We started at 7, did some guided meditation, went and did some yoga, then did a numerology kind of lesson. I couldn't tell you the first thing about numerology still. And then we just played house music for like 4 hours.
Dude,
it was cool.
You just dropped a lot on me. So you said numerology?
Numerology. It's like, the way I kind of understand it, which is not at all, but it's like, it has to do with like numbers mean more, you connect with certain numbers as a person.
Oh, okay.
And, it's based off things that like just happen in your life. And if you were to understand your numbers, then it's like,
it's kind of like a feng shui, but with numbers.
Yeah, like one of the examples I heard the guy say was, it's like, how you buy, a black Toyota.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter. And then all you see is black Toyotas.
Yeah.
Your same car, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And he's saying that doesn't just happen. That happens for a reason.
Okay.
That's not just a coincidence, you know what I mean? And there's like really spiritual stuff going on underneath it all.
Huh. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So man, I don't know how you could have a lesson on that. That's kind of like an intro lesson, right?
Oh, yeah. He was putting an intro lesson. I think he was reading out some numbers based on like himself and things like that. But I still don't really understand it.
That's crazy.
It's hard. It's like he does tarot card readings too, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And like all that kind of jazz.
Wow. Dang. And he's different from the DJ that you partner with, though.
Yeah. So it's like called the Divine Movement, and that's like the DJ Gina Turner and her partner Tim Rothschild.
Okay.
But they just like they do that, and they're like touring, and then Gina just plays. She DJs like at the end of the night. It's like what she does.
All right, that's cool. What does she do though? It's like progressive house, or
I'd say it's like techno deep house.
More like what you do kind of stuff? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we're all kind of in that same vibe.
Yeah.
We just like to play good music, honestly, whether, it's not specific to one genre.
Yeah.
But we're just trying to get the house moving, get the walls bumping.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm super into electronic music, man. French electronic is my favorite. I'm into house music, but like I feel like progressive house, like where it's like on a super level of repetition, like
yeah.
I feel like that's like drinking like black coffee with no sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
the way
like
to
for
do
the
it.
hardcore kind of like I really have a deep appreciation for house music. I feel like a lot of people can't get into that, but it's funny like
I feel like that's what we are trying to do though, is share that and like bring these like weird sounds into the room.
Well, definitely. I mean, the stuff that you guys play, because I went to one of your events, like it's definitely it's different, but I think like that's what makes it successful, right? That's why people are out to have like a different experience, and I see people jamming, they're dancing and stuff like that. But
you'd also be surprised. There's a huge scene out there for that,
dude.
It's like super underground, and
I feel like in our city, like in Philadelphia, there's a scene for like every kind of music.
There definitely is. Philly's a cool city.
Yeah, there's just like people that are just into like really, really different stuff. But like what you guys do is so interesting because it's all of you guys. Like you guys have a set order and you've come together and you have a SoundCloud, and it's almost like you have an idea of like what you want everyone to sound like, or what songs sound like you guys and like what songs don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, do you have like any artists that you really just look at and you're like, all right, we're trying to not copy but emulate like their feel, like emulate how they perform and stuff like that?
I mean, that's a good question. I feel like the further I explore house music in general, there's so many artists that like, and the bigger ones, I could name some, but I see a lot of low-key ones that like, I don't know anything about them, and I don't know if anybody knows anything about them, and they're pumping out like the hottest jams there is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like about searching. I think the big thing is we just sat down together and we wanted to figure out like what is our sound, and we kind of just broke it down.
Yeah.
In our own words, and like we kind of just fit that vibe. It's about the vibe to us, you know what I mean?
I feel you. But like when you sat down and like kind of discussed that, like, is that where this whole started? That whole thing started? I guess my question is like, how did you guys like start Say Less? Like, what was the idea? I'm sure it was a progressive thing, right?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a progressive thing. Last year, in my senior year of college, my roommate Nick was always making music, and I decided I wanted to make music. And he's been ahead of the game for a little bit now, and he was just like had the idea to like, you know, start a music group, because why not? All our friends were basically making music, so it made sense to just create a label out of it, and that's what he did. And I hopped on. He had already released a few songs, and then me and my buddy John hopped on along with his girlfriend Katie, and we just like were like, yeah, well, this is something we can get behind. Let's just really push it forward.
That's dope, man.
And I think that's what we've been trying to do, and it's been pushing forward. You know what I mean? It's only been a slow progression upward, but
that's what gets me so excited, is like how I can see it growing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's grown substantially since like the past like 3 months, honestly.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Why Say Less? Why is it called Say Less? Is there any reason, or is that just it's cool? I mean, I think it's cool.
me and Nick actually coined that term. I think. Like, you know, it was just something that I would say randomly. I forget where I heard it first. I'm sure one of my buddies, but it's just like, say less, man. Say less. yo, it's like, let's go outside and do a party. Say less.
I knew you'd have like a simple explanation for it. Like, it's cool because it's named that, but like when it comes to music, especially house music, where there really aren't a lot of vocals, I think Say Less is like a
so it's
fitting
like
thing.
Literally and like.
Yeah, and just kind of metaphorically, you know. But like for a label that's really focused on like the sound of beats and stuff, Say Less is perfect because, you know, it's just about beats. Like, it's just about the music. Really.
That is essentially what we're trying to do, is make it just about the music.
Yeah,
and like we want the music to speak for itself, essentially.
That's really dope, man. So how do you organize like throwing together these things? Like, you're trying to do them once a month, you said?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
This is a big undertaking. Like, I feel like you need a month to plan something like this, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're at this rate, we're like a month ahead of the game, so we already have our next one booked.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
We have the next 3 booked, actually, which is nice. We just got a deal with this guy, but I think like it's been coming down to just meeting new people that are in the scene, because like I said, a lot of people are in there. I know my 2 friends, or my buddies that are in it, John and Nick, they've been I know John's been in the industry for a long time now. That's like all he's done is worked at clubs.
Nice.
And he knows a lot of people, and he just reaches out to them, tells them what's up, and it's just been falling into place.
Yeah. And how do you guys market it though? That's something I didn't get to ask you last time I was at your event, because I saw like people coming in, man, and it was you know, late. Definitely like the people who are coming to like vibe on that like late night party.
Starts popping up like 12:30.
That late night party tip, man. People are trying to like, you know, go and jam to some deep house, but like, how do you market it initially? Because people got to know about it beforehand. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we paid for some ads. We did that thing. We released music, and
on what medium though? Like digitally, like online?
Yeah, you know, it's just general promo stuff. Reaching out to Facebook, Instagram, making like we have had sponsored. You know, you flip through a sponsored image on Instagram. Yeah, we've like paid for that, and just kind of trying to get the name out. And I think it's really grown just because of like, you know, throwing shows and releasing music that's actually good.
Yeah.
That like something that we think is actually good. I think that does most of the work for us, you know what I mean?
So you're still growing your SoundCloud initially?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And do you think that people that like are listening to the SoundCloud are coming out, like that they find the SoundCloud first? And
I mean, SoundCloud is different because you can, you know, be across the world and find us.
That's what I'm saying.
So probably not that specifically, but
do they have a tool in SoundCloud? I'm asking you so many questions that where you can show you like where a lot of your listeners are. Like, I guess that's what I'm asking. Like, are most of them local? Or?
I think you can do that. I'm actually not like entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it shows you. I don't know the extent of the stats on SoundCloud, but it definitely gives you stats about like who's looking, probably where they're from, and like the trends of like what time of the week or whatever. You know what I mean? How many plays you get on a certain day.
Yeah.
I think it does that. I don't really manage the SoundCloud. My personal role is like kind of I'm the graphics creative designer kind of thing. I'm making flyers, editing videos.
Yeah.
Managing the media, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the fun stuff though, man. That's what's cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing we were trying to figure out as a team. We were like figuring out our roles, and it helped out just to like, you know, give each other roles and stick by them.
So how deep are you guys right now as far as members? Or
we're five of us.
It's a good number.
Yeah,
that's a good number, man.
Yeah, we just picked up this one guy like a month ago. His name is Roman. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He just wanted to join in.
That's what's up, man. So for now, you're covering your bases, but you're always looking to expand, I guess. You're not just trying to keep it small. Like what? So here's two questions for you. One, if someone wants to kind of hop on board with this, what's the criteria that they need to meet? I'm talking about like production. Like if there's someone like whose sound like you're really analyzing and being like, all right, you know, can this be conducive to Say Less? Like what do they have to be or sound like? That's one. And two, like how big you guys trying to get as far as people running it, not like show attendance or anything like that.
So I'm totally having a brain fart about your first question.
Oh, that's cool, man. Take your time.
Oh, well, as for big, I'll start with that one first. I mean, I think we want to take it as far as we can. I would love to, you know, travel the world doing this, and like, if it came down to it, but you know, we're just kind of going with the flow at the moment, like trying to take over Philly. Yeah. I'm sure as we get bigger, we're gonna need more people, and that's just that because there'll be more work to do. But right now, I think we're in a good place, and everything's like figured out as it is. You know what I mean? I think 5 people is the right amount for the parties that we're throwing at this particular point in time. Yeah. For songs, you know, we like reach out to producers ourselves, but we have a demo submission list, so really anybody can send us music, and you know, it's up to us to decide whether we want to feature it on our page, obviously. Yeah. And like no hard feelings if we don't.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, we will accept anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like people in this community of like house music and stuff, they're kind of, the artists anywhere, kind of just, you know, more chilled and laid back. So I feel like there's not a lot of urgency. People are just like maybe sending stuff your way, not really expecting, you know, to be featured or anything. It's just like, here, like listen to this. You know?
We actually have we had this one guy that like, you know, we already told him. I think he like hit us up twice, and we were like, that's not really our sound. Yeah. But try again, like you know, keep sending us stuff, and he keeps sending us stuff, and I'm sure like one of these times we're gonna be like, oh, this beat is sick.
This
man.
is what's up. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man. I don't know. Where can people listen to your set? It's not. Is it on the Say Less website? Do you have like those long like super videos recorded of the events?
Yeah, so we live stream our events. It was all live. You could watch it real time, and then it just kind of records. So like it's on my Facebook right now.
But is it on the Say Less website? Or?
It's on there too. Yeah, okay. I think this one in particular, the Gina Turner, she shared this one. Yeah. But, we've all shared. I mean, it's on all our pages just from sharing it around.
So is yoga culture like something that is inherently part of house culture too? Like, is that, or is
I
this
think
just
you could
like
say that? You know, I don't know. I mean,
whatever goes. I mean,
probably like, I don't know. Yoga's its own thing, but I think the cool thing is that when you mix them, it does form something even better. Yeah. Like, you know, they're standalone themselves, but yeah, you mix them and it's just, you know, still cool.
So a house vibe though, because I'm trying to get a feel for the vibe. Like, what's the visual style of house? Is there any like overarching kind of like visual aesthetic that you could think of?
I think we're trying to keep it dark and gritty and like.
It's not psychedelic though. I feel like it's
little psychedelic. Okay. Definitely a little psychedelic. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just like, I don't know. You think of good vibes. You think of chilling, maybe being a little, you know, a little tipsy going into the night and having a good time. And I think that's what we're trying to do. Just have people a place to have a good time and not really like separate themselves from the rest of the world.
Right. When are you going to invest in a steam machine and lasers?
Oh, hopefully tomorrow. As soon as I can.
Or do you plan to have like some kind of like, you know, like 3-screen visual thing? Like, I mean like, a lot of those, like, I'm not going to call your thing like a, well, it is kind of like a DJ event, but like traditionally when you go to see like an EDM DJ,
they're huge, massive productions.
Yeah, they're kind of like on this. The DJ booth has kind of like a, you know, something that is exaggerating. You know what I'm saying? Like they're out of like a giant cat head or something like that. And there's like animatronics. I know you guys don't want to go all festival style. Yeah. What would the ideal like setup look like on stage? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I think we're as of right now, we're really digging the intimate vibe. We have like we've been throwing down at like these pretty small places with like can pack, you know, 120 people, and everybody's grooving, and you know it's pretty holistic. Like it's just this DJ setup and the people dancing. You know, we want to make it just about the music. That's what it should be, not all the lights and everything. I mean, I'm sure in the future, like if we just kept growing and like the call needed for it, and we could afford a massive production, like why not, right? Yeah. But I don't even know if we would want to do that anyway. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's our look.
Yeah. My cat just come down?
No, I'm just looking around, just like thinking, looking in the air.
That's cool. My cat will come down though, and just low key, just swoop down the stairs all slow.
Hop on the table?
No.
Cats are crazy.
Yeah, Oreo's nuts. Remember when Oreo bit you that one time? My cat bites people. It's not a friendly cat.
I've been bitten by too many cats.
Yeah. I'm just more of a cat person. But yeah, that's cool, man. I think keeping like a party scene intimate and having it successful is like a very, very cool achievement, you know? Because like I feel like the bottom line is like as long as everyone's happy and everyone's having a good time, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like if you throw these huge events, something goes wrong, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
and it like
a
takes
fight, somebody throws up on somebody's shoe, you know what I'm saying? Something crazy.
Yeah, if you go too big. I mean, festivals are just, they're their own thing, you know what I mean? Like a festival is, it's just a different experience.
Yeah, I was just talking about like if presentation wise, if you ever want to do anything like just amped up. You had any like
super amped, yeah.
Yeah.
We had like 10,000 people show up or something. That'd be wild.
Oh man, but yeah, have you had anything like, I don't know, just like crazy happened so far? Like you were throwing this event and some dude walked in and like, I don't know, just like ripped his shirt off, started throwing bottles, like
nothing bad, nothing you know, really negative. We've had some characters come in, but that like I welcome them. I think it's great. You know what I mean?
For sure, man.
We've had nothing wrong so far, and I think that's part of the reason why we're continuing to grow.
Yeah,
it's just because I think we're doing something right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's cool. So as far as like your upcoming ambitions, I don't like to usually talk about that with a creative project because it's like I don't want to hold you to any standard. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hold you to accomplish everything. But like, what do you see like Slacksss looking like or Slacksss accomplishing like in 2017? Like, do you guys have like a thing that you talked about? Like, yo, we should probably try and do this by the end of the year. Yeah. Like that?
I think we're trying to get a studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's how, like, Diplo, he started out. He actually started out in Philly. He got himself a studio.
He was at Temple, too, wasn't he? And he dropped out or something like that.
I think he dropped out, but, you know, he was doing his music thing, and he had his own studio where he would just, like, run mad decent, and look where it is now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the block party. And, dude, the mad decent cruise.
Yeah.
That thing looks insane.
It's, like, the wildest party ever.
Dude, the mad decent cruise?
Yeah.
That's such a cool idea, man.
Throwing a party on a cruise, you know, what else?
I was watching videos from that, and I was just like, wow, man, this is incredible. But yeah, studio sounds good. I feel like your apartment, whenever I'd come visit you, was exactly like a studio. That room was just lit, like...
Yeah. No, but I mean, when I say studio, I mean music studio and like office space, like general run a business space. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, definitely a hooked up music studio. I think that would come first.
Hey man, with 5 people, it's possible. If you have like 5 reliable people, man, if you have 2 reliable people, you can do a lot. You know?
Yeah.
It's just making sure that everyone's on the same wavelength, the same page.
I think it's reliability and like, I mean that's a huge aspect, but I think it's just like the passion too. You know what I mean? Everybody in the group is like, we're all about the same thing.
It's a labor of love.
Yeah, and that's essentially it. You know what I mean? When you put like a group of passionate people behind anything, it's probably going to turn out good. You know what I mean?
Right. Those are the best projects, man, where you run it with just creative freedom.
Yeah.
You know, it's allowing people to be creative and stuff like that. So, I don't know, man. That's why I'm liking Slacksss, dude. That's why I'm looking at these events and I'm like, I'm excited, man, because it's just gonna get bigger and bigger, man. I have so much hope for it. And I know you do too. I mean, obviously you're part of it. But I was just watching the live sets. Like, we were chilling down here the other day after our podcast. I just put on like the live set and I was listening to like your music.
That's awesome, man. It means a lot. Cool. That was my like 3rd time DJing last night, so I was like,
only 3rd time?
Yeah, dude, I was super nervous.
Don't you practice by yourself? Oh, you don't have the equipment necessarily.
Classic. I did some bedroom DJing, but we use like these CDJs, they're called.
Yeah.
Which is like, I guess, the industry standard.
Okay.
But I don't have them at the ready. They're like pretty expensive, so I kind of just have to learn when I'm doing it.
What are they, 2 turntables? Is that?
Yeah, it's like the mixer and 2 turntables. It's just that like they're like I don't know, like the industry standard, I guess.
I'm not gonna sit here and ask you to explain the technicality of DJing to me because I feel like that would just be totally underwhelming for you.
No, it's relatively like simple, I guess. It's as complex as you want it to be, I should say. So you have like 2 songs, right? Mm-hmm. They have to like be the general, or they have to be the same BPM, and you play one. and the goal is to mix it into the other and not really notice. You know what I mean?
So at some point, you just kind of put that little slider down.
And that's exactly what you do. You know what I mean? And
have
like
it come in.
you mix in effects, and it's kind of like an art form. You know what I mean? Everybody makes their own sound, and you're picking the songs. So your set is really like, it's who you are in music and kind of how you want to mess around with it and share it with people.
And not to pry into the magic, but how do you go about finding new stuff?
I've been on a musical oasis the past like week. I don't even know.
Please expand on that.
I just like, I'm searching for songs, and I keep going deeper and deeper. So like, it could start super generic. I'll type in like house music on YouTube. It gets the lamest results ever. But you click through a couple search pages and you find yourself on videos that have like 5,000 views, and
it's
like
something hot.
Yeah, something so hot.
Yeah,
and that's just what I've been doing. And then I'm like, well, I'm gonna use this one, and I throw it in.
That's awesome, man. And by doing that, that's what I like about the musical world. That's enhanced by the internet. It's like you're just giving that person exposure by playing the thing. Someone's gonna be like, "What's this?" And you'll be like, "Oh, this is like ATAC Rex." Like, who's that? Like, nah, here's this YouTube page.
I've been learning about a lot of underground artists recently.
Yeah,
just from doing this.
That's what I like about. I mean, people get really. It's a taboo thing to talk about, like having people's stuff for free online, like music. But if you think about it, man, like playing it just gives that person more exposure. Because if people like it, like they're gonna seek that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I feel like everyone's fighting to like have the rights to the stuff. Well, like when you put something on the internet, man, you're taking a gamble.
Yeah.
Like somebody can use it for anything. Like you could watch a commercial and see your stuff in it, man.
Yeah.
So it goes either way. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. But I feel like oasis is the right word, because you just go down a rabbit hole, man, with YouTube, especially with music. You look up one thing, and just like you said, before you know it, you had a video with 5,000 views, and you're like, this is awesome. Like,
why does nobody know?
Exactly, but I don't even know how I found this. You know, like I was just
for sure.
I was just on the computer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
So, I mean, as long as you're finding new stuff and just making new sets, that's cool. But DJing is always something like I wanted to get into. I feel like I have an ear for electronic music.
You do have an ear for you were listening to electronic music way before I was. Like I wasn't even into it when you were into it.
But my stuff is like, I don't listen to cool like party stuff like you. Like my stuff is like intense.
Like Justice. Dude, I just got into Justice, and I was like, yeah.
Don't even get me started on Justice.
I know. Yeah.
Did you listen to their new album? I mean, you just started listening to them, but Woman, it's like all funk.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So Daft Punk.
Nice though.
Yeah, Daft Punk did this thing where like they, they did Homework, Discovery, all those albums, and then when it came to Random Access Memories, like it was very like funky.
Yeah, super funky, super disco-y.
Justice did the same thing.
Okay.
They came out with Woman, and this album is just funk, man. It's just funk and disco. Like
that's cool.
French electronic music is based off that. But yeah, I feel like if I ever threw like a show or something, it would be just like no mercy, just like bam, bam, bam. It's like,
well, that's the beauty of it, is you can, like everybody has their own set, and like it kind of defines you based on what you play, and like as long as you're vibing, everybody's gonna vibe. You know what I mean? You
described yourself earlier as like more hip hop influenced, so you're kind of like hip hop, trance, house mixed together. How would you describe like your style or what you're doing right now? Because I know you're making hip hop and house.
Oh, I'd say you just described it perfectly. I'm trying to make. I feel like my roots have always been in hip hop.
Yeah.
Just in general, I feel like I just understand the nature of the beats in hip hop really well. And I think house is just, it's like a brainchild of hip hop in a way.
Yeah.
And they're very similar, and it's kind of just like a fusion of all of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You turned me on to what's his face, to Chami. Is that how you say it?
Chami. Yeah.
Am I butchering his name?
Yeah, Chami's coming to Philly soon, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to that.
Yeah, I might go too.
Dude, you might. That's like your thing, man.
Chami.
That's like what you guys do.
I already saw Chami. He was killer.
Did you?
He was killer.
You opened a whole new world to that, man. Because I never heard of him before, and then I went to like one of your things at your house, and like I have him on repeat when I work out.
Yeah, that's like, cool, dude.
That sound, man. You know
Chami's cool, man. But the thing is, like, Chami's awesome, but he's well known. You got to think about the people that are awesome that are like 10 tiers underneath him. You know what I mean? They're just killing it.
Is that like the mentality behind Say Less? Is like, because we know we got these superstars out here killing it.
Yeah.
But like we have this like uncouth talent that's just like chilling.
Oh yeah,
all those little
super underground.
If all those little underground talents unite, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that kind of like what Slacksss is trying to do? It's just like,
I think that's a very good definition for it. You know what I mean? If I could be so bold, but we're trying to bring awareness to underground talent because it's certainly out there and people are doing big things, especially in this age of technology.
If you're creative and you're hiding in the shadows, unite, you know?
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's any reason for you to be a lone creative.
It's hard out there for the lone creative.
Right, dude. There's no one to understand you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to blow up your spot, but last time we were talking, you said that you were thinking about doing a hip-hop album with just all beats.
Yeah, no, I'm in the process of making a beat tape. That's all I've been doing. I've been making, other than working on like sets and the Say Less thing, I've just been making music.
Nice.
And I'm trying to come out with a beat tape. Yeah, I'm Ableton all the way.
Keyboard, or what are you using?
I got a little MIDI keyboard. That's all I need. Just one of the mini ones.
Does it have pads on it?
Yeah, it's got
nice.
eight pads.
All right, I think I've seen this one.
And it's just got a little keyboard, but you really don't need much more than that.
Yeah. How close is this album? Because I'm dying. If you got a beat tape, that's just full Steve beat tape. Are you releasing under Slacksss or?
Yeah, I'll release under Slacksss.
Cool.
But dude, it's just been a work in progress because like you, I've been super busy with everything and
life, man.
Yeah, it'll come out sooner or later.
Life happens in this like merciless kind of grab you by the head way.
Especially just fresh out of college, you know what I mean?
Dude.
Especially fresh out of college.
And like you say to yourself, like, this is my time to be creative. Like, I have no class. Not no class. I have no classes to attend, right? It's just like, this is my time, but dude, right away.
And then you work 9 to 5 and then you're like, oh.
Yeah, but see,
no time.
I think the beauty about being a creative and working in creative industry is like you never really hate your job, right?
Yeah.
It'd be different if I was crunching numbers all day, but like you, man, you're editing video, like that's fun, dude.
I enjoy my job, so I understand that. Like I feel like working in general has made me more productive than being in college, being a lazy bum all day.
Time management, because it forces you to wake up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm allotting this number of hours to this task.
And like once I'm in the work mindset, I kind of transfer that over. So like I'll go home and I'll be tired, but I'm still in the work mindset.
Yeah, just cranking stuff out.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it, man.
Yeah.
Burning the midnight oil. I feel like all my creative breakthroughs have come to me when everyone else is asleep.
I could agree to that.
Yeah.
I can agree to that.
There's something about that time where you're supposed to be sleeping, but you're not. That's when like everything comes to you, man. That's like when I've drawn like the best stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That's when like I've written the best
It's when the
stuff.
mind starts racing.
Yeah, dude. I feel like your mind is so used to dreaming at that point. It just starts dreaming, I don't know, out loud, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, especially in the daytime, you're just busy, talking with people, doing your thing, and then like when it's time right before, half hour before you're going to sleep, you're just chilling with yourself, and that's it. You know what I mean? Something powerful in that.
Anybody from Fresh Fly attending the Say Less events?
They did not. I think I invited them to one of them, but now they know about it, and they're very supportive.
Yeah, man. That's cool. That'd be cool, man. If I don't know. It was like,
I'm sure they'll come out eventually.
Yeah, if there's some kind of collaboration.
I think we just need to keep growing, and the people will grow too.
Yeah, dude. That's a good way to look at it. I don't know. I'm just excited for you and what that has to offer, man. But for real though, where's the t-shirts, man?
The t-shirts are coming. I kid you not. The t-shirts are coming.
All right, because
we know a guy. And the guy's gonna make some tees.
I feel like that's the first step when you, besides getting like a logo for something, the next step is t-shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I started this thing. Here's the logo. Next, it's t-shirts. Like, it goes right to that.
And you know what I mean? It's just like, they don't ever go bad. You know what I mean? You just buy them and then...
It is the number one, besides word of mouth, the number one form of advertising. You know?
Yeah.
It just is.
Because who doesn't want a t-shirt?
And so, your website is www.sayless.com.
It is www.say-less.com.
All right, cool.
Dash.
That's what I was going to be going to. When you made Say Less, or when whoever made sayless.com, was that domain name already taken?
I would assume. I did not pick. I mean, yeah, why else, right?
That's why the dash.
But, yeah, I don't know. The dash just becomes second nature at this point.
That's cool, man. But I don't know, dude. I'm excited for that. I know you're excited for that. I have a bunch of questions. I just don't want to overwhelm you.
I'm not overwhelmed. We could talk about whatever though. Let it be music, movies, asparagus.
We usually go to TV shows on this podcast. I'm not sure if you have time to watch anything though.
TV shows. What have I watched? I watched a little bit of Black Mirror. I watched some Shameless.
We talk about that. We talk about Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
This podcast. I bring it up though. It's my fault. What episodes have you been watching?
Well, I think we started with a random one. So I think it was like season 3, episode 1, and they're all different in Black Mirror. Yeah. Have you seen any of them?
I've seen a lot of them.
Okay. So did you? I saw the one where the first one I ever watched. I think it's still my favorite one. Was the one where the girl, everybody's rated by 5 stars.
Oh no, I didn't see this one.
It's just interesting because like, I don't know, she was just so mad that people were giving her these low ratings.
Yeah.
But that show's just, crazy because like there's a certain level of truth to it.
Yeah.
And what technology is doing to us as a people. It's crazy.
Do you think there'll ever be something like that, like a Rate My Professor, but it's like for everybody that's alive?
That's essentially the premise of it.
But do you think that'll ever like happen though?
That
like
no, I don't think that would ever
on your
happen.
Facebook, there's actually like stars next to you. Like that maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that could happen.
I mean, maybe, but the real question is, would it be taken like seriously? And I don't think it would.
No.
No, I don't think that would ever be a time when somebody was judged based on their star rating on social media. I would hope not. At least that would be like the worst.
I just feel like, social behavior is going to devolve more and more into technological interactions. So I could totally see that happening, dude.
Yeah?
I could totally see
Before you even meet somebody, you just look at their rating, like...
a rating system for people, yeah. I could totally see that.
That's crazy.
But, like, you could choose not to participate, but then you would be like a nobody. You'd be like an outlier. Have you seen the episode, and I brought this up on another episode of this podcast, where the dude is trapped in that building where people are constantly running on the...
Yeah, and he goes in the game show, right?
Yeah, dude, that episode was my favorite. Besides
that was a really cool episode.
The Juniper one, that episode's my favorite.
And like that girl just played him, right?
Well, she didn't play him. She felt so pressured.
Oh yeah, no, it was the pressure. You're right.
Yeah,
she was like, I got him
to take that.
And then she was just doing naughty things.
Dude, I just loved how like after that happened, bro, he was just like, I'm gonna learn to dance. And every day, like, he practices, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I love, those are my favorite stories where, like, something bad happens to the hero, and it's just like, dang, how can it get any worse? And he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna let that lie. And just works.
So his coins build up?
All this crappy stuff happens to him.
Yeah.
Like, he has to jog every day, doesn't care. Goes into the audition room and just... I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, that scene is so cool when he gives that speech.
Yeah.
Black Mirror is one of my favorite shows.
It's a cool show right now. It's interesting, to say the least.
I called it like the technology-based Twilight Zone, where every episode is like how can technology skew humanity?
I'd say that's a very good definition for it.
But yeah, man, I don't know. The rating system one was cool, and did you see the one where the webcam one where the dude is like he goes into his room? And the guy is seeing him through like his laptop.
That's one I don't think I did see.
All right, that's a crazy one.
Yeah.
I always think about that, man.
They have like 3 seasons out, I think, right now.
Yeah, and that's like another one that's been like resurrected by Netflix due to popular.
Yeah.
Like Futurama and stuff like that. But I always think about
Futurama will never die.
Like, you ever just look into your laptop camera and it's like, yo, what if like something I downloaded enabled somebody to look at me? Like, it's a very paranoid thought, but I always think about that. And with my phone too.
The government is always watching.
When I went to Disney World, man, they have these bracelets. And that's how you like do fast passes. You can connect your credit card to it and stuff like that. It has a tracking device in there. So there's like a master control, I guess, at Disney.
You're just watching everybody.
They can see where everybody is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Disney and stuff like that.
It's crazy.
It just gets weirder and weirder. But yeah, I don't know. I'm into like technology, like unsettling, socially challenging. Did you see the one with I keep saying, did you see the one? Did you see the one where the guy's contact lenses are?
Yeah, I did see that one.
How crazy was that, bro?
That's wild.
They have those, you know?
He can bring back memories, right? That was it?
Yeah. Where he can, like, his eyes...
Like, record everything.
Everything, yeah. So he can just constantly go back, and that one was crazy.
Yeah.
You know they have those now, though. They have, like, contact lenses that they're simultaneously video cameras.
See, that's just scary. Like, and you could play it back in your eye, essentially the same thing.
I'm not sure if you can play it back, but I'm guessing that, like, you like blink 3 times to activate it, and then, like, I guess there's, like, a red dot here that, like, it's recording what you're saying.
That's absolutely bonkers.
It's just so cool, man. And they're like, think about it. If everyone had a pair of those, there'd be so much less crime. But
Because everything would be recorded.
But there'd be so much more creepy stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be so creepy. But
It'd be a creepy world.
My brother and I watched the episode, and this is the question we talked about. This is the question I'm going to pose to you. Would you want everything in your life recorded?
No.
Yeah.
I feel bad for kids, being raised right now where their parents are putting, like, baby pictures, not, like...
On Facebook, yeah.
Sometimes they are, like, embarrassing or whatever you want to call them, and, like, when they're on the internet, they're there forever. That's something I didn't even realize, if I knew that, like, when Facebook or MySpace first came out, not that they're, like, MySpace is even relevant, but, like, things on Facebook, when they're there, they're there.
Yeah.
It's, like... semi-hard to get rid of everything, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's pretty hard, I'd say, to get rid of if you wanted to wipe your, like, social media completely, it's, like, kind of difficult, and you know what I mean? It
is. I think that's the weirdest thing about social media is that it's actually difficult to go off the grid completely.
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost like it can't be done. Like,
it's funny that people threaten to do it. They're like...
Yeah, like, I'm just going to deactivate my Facebook. Like,
yeah.
Bro, like, do you think that this is going to slow down just even a little bit if you leave Facebook, It's the only reason you announce that is for attention, obviously.
I know. Well, that's the funny thing. Is, like, if you're going to do it, just do it. Don't post status right before you say you're going to... get off Facebook. That makes no sense.
The only person who has done it successfully is my brother. Like, my brother left Facebook for good. He's been gone since, like, 2008. Alex, if you're listening.
Your brother, he's real, recognized real.
Yeah, he's the only person I've seen do it. Because when people say, like, I'm going to deactivate my Facebook, it's almost a guarantee that they'll be back. It's almost like... That's almost you just said a self-fulfilling prophecy that you will be back on Facebook.
If that's the truth, you know what I mean? And that's like, it's pretty hilarious seeing people that do that.
I don't know. I'm just getting less and less into Snapchat though, because they have disgusting ads and it's just everywhere. It's just too personal for me.
I go on Snapchat super rarely.
I feel like Instagram does it all, and that's how I stick to it.
Oh, Instagram is my favorite. I think it's the easiest to. It's just like easy, you know what I mean? There's like, you're flipping through photos and that's kind of it, you know what I mean? There's not all the bull crap that comes with everything else.
Do you run the Say Less Instagram? Social media?
No, we're all kind of running social media here and there, but it's kind of more, at this point, it's just like, if there's a cool picture, just post it. And,
dope.
Yeah.
You guys should just do live Instagram on there, because people watch live Instagram stuff.
Like a live feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something definitely to look into.
Yeah, because now Instagram does it all with the live stories and stuff like that, but yeah, man, technology.
I think the thing with that is like, then somebody would have to hold their phone out the whole night, right?
Or you could have one of those goofy looking phone tripods just set up in the middle of sea of dancing people, praying that it doesn't get knocked over.
Well, the one guy that like owns the place we've been renting out, he just has like a totally cool setup. He's got like tons of cameras, so it's been working. He has a 360 camera.
Oh.
And we've gotten
like the ones that the Google trucks use to make the
Yeah, it is like that. But it's just cool, you know what I mean? Because you can actually like look at your phone, and when you move your phone around the space moves. You know what I'm talking? Does that make sense?
Yeah, those ads that they do, where like you click it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
They're big on Facebook now, where like, and it's like the Taj Mahal, and like you can click the video and like drag around. To, like,
it's like that. Yeah, and he has that. That's just pretty cool.
Every once in a while, I think about cameras, and I'm just like, how do they work? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've gone to school pretty much to work with them, and I still don't know.
I don't think I'll ever understand it either.
It's magical, though. But yeah, 360 cameras, those are cool, man. Those are, I guarantee that's probably a lot of money right there. It's probably a ridiculous amount of money.
He's got this, the live stream set. He's got this box. I don't even know what it is, but it's like, it's an all-in-one thing, and he said that cost him like $8,000 or something. So, I mean, I think... like with anything, it gets as expensive as you want it to, you know what I mean? You can get like super low-end stuff and it'll probably do the same thing, or you can get super high-end and just have it be all totally awesome.
Yeah. What I've always learned when I worked at WHYY, my boss said it can be, I think he said like this, it can be either two things, like you can have it really quality or really fast. You can never have both. Really quality always takes time. Really fast is just not going to be quality.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
And he said like that's kind of like the summation of all technology stuff. You know, like when it comes to video, more than likely like the stuff that like takes forever to render, like that's the stuff that looks good. But
yeah, no, it's totally true.
That's cool, man, that you have that kind of stuff at your disposal. Because that's the eye-catching stuff, man. Nowadays, it's not enough to make a video. Like, people want something like that.
Yeah.
You know, they want something they can interact with.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you're well on your way.
That's kind of the next stuff. I think if we could just make the music and speak for itself, and that was it, I think that would be the main thing.
I mean, that's another thing I like about Say Less so far is it's very pure. Like, I don't see, like, it really is Say Less. Like, there's not a lot of dialogue. It's just more you guys are presenting this medium, and there's people that have respect for it that are showing up. And like, those people are just automatically allies of your cause, right? And, you know, it's cool like that. It's almost like you really aren't saying anything, but you verbally, but like the music, like you said, you're letting the music speak. Yeah. And it's working though. Like, that's what's so weird. I feel like so many people are trying to quantify and get really like addy, like, hey, look over here, or we're doing this, and it's just more of like, this is happening, you know?
Just kind of annoys people.
It is though. It's that whole thing where like you tell someone to do something or they should do something, they don't want to do it. Yeah. If you just have something fun going on, like, people are automatically drawn to it.
Yeah, it's an interesting phenomenon.
It is. People are very much like that. Like,
there's like a line, you know what I mean? You have to get your name out there, but you put it out too much, and then people just like, they're like, this is annoying, all these ads. So there's like you gotta like kind of figure out that threshold.
It's noise, and just a cool way to present it. I feel like that's what everyone's trying to figure out. It's like, how can we advertise without being annoying? You know, that's like what every business
branding
wants
is
to
everything,
know.
right?
Yeah, but you guys have a good brand, man. So far, everything's cool. That's why I'm excited to have you on, and that's why I'm excited just to be your friend and watch this, man. Just watch this grow. It's gonna be awesome.
This is all exciting. Everything's exciting. It's an exciting part of everybody's life that I know. Everybody's doing crazy things.
Yeah, man. That's really what Andrewcast sets out to do, is just to bring on fellow people who are just trying stuff, just doing stuff and making stuff, and to chronicle their passage through that, you know? And because a lot of times it's not easy, and a lot of times we've run into similar snags, man. Yeah. Time is a big one. It's just finding the time to be consistent.
Yeah, right?
To be consistent.
I wish there were more hours in the day.
Yeah. Those are famous words, but they're true. Yeah. You know? Especially to people that create. And if you do that for fun, then, you know, it's a whole nother level. Love what you do.
Crazy world we live in.
Nah, man, I feel like we talked about some really heavy stuff. How much time we got here? Oh, we got like 8 more minutes.
8 more minutes?
Yeah.
What can we talk about? Let's talk about like either something really deep or something not deep at all. Either space exploration or like your favorite vegetable.
I'll talk about space exploration.
Okay.
Yeah. Space exploration is kind of crazy because... Oh, what were we going to say?
I don't know. I was trying to think. Keep going. Why is space exploration crazy?
Space exploration is crazy because we've already messed up this world. And now we're going to mess up another one.
I hope not. I hope by the time we go to space, we learn. There was like this crazy stat I read that like, you know, you look out, you see all these stars at night, and supposedly it's like 1 in 5 stars. Every star is a solar system, right? Depending, big or small, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But 1 in 5 stars, I think, was the stat that there's bound to have a planet in that solar system that's similar to Earth.
Based off the location of that planet relative to the star?
Yeah, okay. Based off just like modern day science, what we know, like 1 in 5 stars probably has an Earth similar planet rotating around it. The problem is getting there, you know what I mean? Yeah. Impossible.
Of course, man. To make a vehicle that can travel at the speed of light has always been the unattainable for scientists. If that was possible, you could go back in time, theoretically, but yeah, I don't know, man, like, what if we finally get to explore space? What if we finally get to that frontier, but
colonize the universe?
But the answers that people are seeking are not there. Like, we're hoping so bad to find like another civilization of humans. None. What if we go out and it's just miles and miles and miles of just
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, that's like a pretty strong saying. Is like, what's scarier? Us being the only ones out here, or there being life, you know what I mean? They're both like equally as like terrifying and super exhilarating.
What's scarier to you, Steven Skalarow?
Being alone.
Being alone. Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You'd rather have aliens?
Oh, I hope we meet aliens. I would love to see other life. I think that would be like totally unreal. Like, it would answer so many questions. It would raise so many more questions. Doesn't even matter. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be the, like, 20-foot dinosaur you think is an alien or whatever it may be. It could be like a little
monster.
It could be like a tiny organism, like bacteria. You know what I mean?
A worm with like a weird horn on its head.
To know that life is somewhere out there would be unreal.
I think that'd be a good Black Mirror episode, to see how like the world population with all of its social media and internet reacts to like actual alien. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I guarantee the stories would just increase, like those weird abduction stories. And people would just like, we imagine that people would go crazy. And I think that's right. I think people would go crazy.
What? If
aliens, if like we made contact or we found something.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, because it would question some people's motives are in a way based around the fact that aliens don't exist, or, you know.
Really?
I mean, it can come down to many things. It can come down to like religion, spirituality, you know, whatever it is, like things that you believe in. If you believe that there's not aliens, and like that kind of sets your moral values or tones in a way, you know, not directly.
So the idea that something else exists would be shaking this.
It could affect, like, it could affect your integrity.
Sheesh. This conversation's got way deeper than I think it would.
It's crazy.
I think you were just gonna say like, well, space travel is cool, you know. Maybe you could travel with a robot. That'd be fun.
I mean, yeah, I want to do it all. I want to do it all. I want to like send a probe into like a black hole and just record it.
That would be pretty weird.
Record it.
What if you sent a probe into a black hole and it came out of like the nostril of like a cat, and like the cat was in a room, and like the room was just a house. Like there's a galaxy inside of a cat's nose.
Well, that's kind of something I've like been testing out my theories of what life is. You know what I mean? It's like I look at nature and I see like fractals, and like, you know, if you look at a tree, a tree is basically just where it's just branching off itself a bunch of times. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what it's doing, and that's kind of. It might be the universe, you know. I saw this crazy picture where, you know, it's like zooming out of the galaxy, and it looks like kind of a web of all these different galaxies, and like you just keep zooming out, and that's kind of what it looks like. It's this giant web. That's what we scientists believe, I guess. And then they put up right next to it another picture where it was a microscopic image of a brain cell, and they were, you know, basically the same.
Very similar.
Very similar.
Yeah.
And that is like totally mind blowing, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because like it's something to think about, you know what I mean? That what if our entire universe was the brain cell of another living creature in a totally huge, totally different world, and what if it never ended? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like if you think about that stuff too much,
it like breaks your head.
Not only that, but it just kind of like it overwhelms you. Like you think to yourself like, I don't want to draw my comic book anymore. I want to go outside.
Like an existential crisis.
Yeah.
Just like,
I want to just go outside, just look at the sky for a little bit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of it.
But I think it's cool to dabble in that every once in a while, so you understand your place in the pecking order.
Yeah.
You know? Where it's like my problems. Yeah, I think about it every day. I wake up and think about my problems. It's one of the first things I do. How can I solve them? How can I make life easier? How can I get more? But in the grand scheme of things, man,
doesn't matter.
You're just a speck of dust on a bowling ball that is in a never-ending closet of blackness.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, but it's the way you think about it. You know, I mean, some people see that as like scary, but like, I take solace in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's comforting. I think
I find it comforting.
To people who know themselves and who know that what they want to do, it's comforting.
I think that's a good. I think that's a fair statement.
Good summation of that.
Yeah.
Steve, we started out small talking about movies, and we ended up talking about fractals. Fractals are like the never-ending image, right? Usually it's just constant.
Yeah.
It's so weird how that's possible.
It's crazy. I mean, it's like in nature everywhere. And nature is built around it.
It's like that effect. You ever like see the cover of like an album or a movie, and the guy's holding like a picture?
Oh, and like in the pictures, the picture.
Him holding a picture. Yeah. Those are pretty crazy too. If you think about those.
They're wild, or like never-ending mirrors, things like that.
Yeah, when you're surrounded by mirrors and. Yeah. Those are like the things where it starts to get really confusing. You try to be like, wait, this is happening because of this combined with, you know what, never mind. Let me just let this rock for a second.
I'm just gonna go watch TV.
All the things we don't think about. But yeah, man, our time is pretty much up. Thank you so much for being on and just talking about Say Less. I do this all the time with people who come on who have their own things. Just plug everything one more time, your social media, your website, all of that stuff.
My name's Steve. I make music. I go by the name Slacksss currently. That's Slacksss with 3 S's at the end. I'm part of a music group. We're called Say Less, www.say-less.com. We keep releasing music and we're throwing events. Look out for us, look out for me. That's pretty much all I got at the moment.
The Say Less website is www.say-less.com. That's where the SoundCloud is. Listen to the music. Steve, thanks for being on. We out.